Come crochet with me, for Annie's ghost will be free. How many can be created before All Hallows Eve? Good day to you all. This is Creative Works by Annie, and welcome to Annie's Ghostly Gathering. I thought I'd share this pattern with you and have some fun today. This is a free pattern called Annie's Ghost and can be found in my Ravelry store. The link will be in the description below. This is a wonderful little stash buster, and since it doesn't take much to make, go grab a little bit of your stash and a hook and come right back and join me. Okay, do you have your thread and your hook? You know I do. So let's start off by making a chain 4. And we're going to be working 15 double crochet into this first little chain right here, or the fourth one from hook. And you can also work make a magic circle and then put 16 double crochet inside that. The chain 3 right here will count as the first double crochet. So that'll end up giving you 16 double crochets. Okay, now that I just worked 4 double crochets in there, a trick I like to do is flip my tail over behind it and then work the rest of my double crochet over the tail and into that space. This makes it so you can pull it tighter at the end, and it's already tucked in, so you can just trim it off. You can always move and slide those over. 12, 13, 14, and 15. So that should be 16 with that beginning chain right there. Let's do a double count real quick, or double check. 15, 16. Okay, so we're going to join with a slip stitch right into the top of that beginning chain. Okay, I'm going to leave my tail on just for a little bit so that way we can work the next round. And then I'm just going to trim it off because it's really just going to be hanging out there, getting in the way. Okay, so we're going to chain 3. We're going to work a double crochet right in that same space. Then we're going to work 2 double crochets into each of the next 4 stitches. Now I'm a really fast crocheter, and believe it or not, I have really slowed down. While I'm talking to you, I'm going to trim my tail. And so I go really fast. So feel free to pause at any time and catch up and then continue on. The noise in the background is I have 3 pesky kittens that are just under a year old, and they're fun. They're fun. And apparently they're awake for now. So after we finish those DC, we're going to work 2 triple crochets in the next stitch. Now, in a lot of my patterns, I use an alternative or alternate picket. A lot of times the traditional is you chain 3 and then you slip stitch into the 3rd chain from hook. I just don't like the look of that. It kind of like flops all over the place. So what I do is I chain 3, and then I single crochet, or you could slip stitch, but I single crochet right into the top of that last stitch I made, which in this case will be the triple crochet. Now I work 2 more triples in the next stitch. And we're going to work 2 double crochets in each of the rest of the stitches right here. Okay? I wish that I could have some background music, but YouTube's a little particular with music. Even if it's freeware, or free to use, it's still scary. They might ding you. So you're just gonna have to listen to my cats in the background and the ding in my thread in my bowl while I work this up. Now, this pattern was suggested to me by one of my testers, and so it took me a while to come up with something that didn't really look like other ghost. And then once I created it, it's actually being tested right now by my testers while I'm working this up, because we're getting ready to do a little ghostly gathering. So if you want to be a part of that, just go onto any social media and do hashtag Annie's Ghostly Gathering, and let's see how many ghosts we can make before Halloween. Now, I want to see how you decorate with them. Put them on wreaths. Do you work up a face on it? Do you use them as patches? Do you make garland? So just have fun with it, and let's see how many we can make, and spread the Annie's Ghostly Gathering hashtag all over the place and go from there, because it'll be fun. It's going to be a fun little treat and a fun little game. Okay, now we're going to chain 9 because we just got the head done. Going to chain 9. We're going to work half double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook right here. Then we're going to work an additional 4 half double crochets in the following. So 1 right here. So we're making the little arms. 2, 3, and 4. We're going to, did I do 4 there? Nope, I need 1 more. We need a total of 5 half double crochets in this little space right here, okay? We're going to put a double crochet in each one of the next 2 chains. Then we're going to, because this would be considered the right way. There's no real right or wrong way of this ghost. So you can flip them. Either way, it's all good. But for this, we're going to flip it, and we're going to put another double crochet right in the top of that beginning chain, or the turn where we turned it. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to skip 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put 8 double crochet in that one spot. Now, if I'm going a little too fast for you, feel free to pause it, like I said. You can just watch and then go back and work from the pattern. Remember, that's free on Ravelry. Seven and 8, because I'm pretty fast at crocheting. I dropped my stitch there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, then we're going to chain 3. We're going to skip 3 stitches. One of those stitches might be hidden by your 8 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to slip stitch into there. Then we're going to chain another 9. Make a chain of 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to work that up again to where we have 5 half double crochets and 2 double crochets into this line. So we're going to do our first one into the 3rd, chain from hook, and then we're going to add 4 more. We're going to work our 2 DC into each one of those little things. So DC here, and a DC here. And now we're going to flip this again, or rotate it, however you want to look at it. Okay, and we're going to do a slip stitch in the 2nd chain of this chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So little chain space. And now our little arms are even for our little ghost. Okay, on to row 4. We're going to chain 2. And we're going to do a beginning 2 DC tog. Okay, we're going to chain 2. We're going to skip this chain space, and we're going to work a DC decrease over the next 2 stitches. We're going to work a DC together in each of the next 4 stitches. Then we're going to work a DC decrease over the next 2 stitches right here. We're going to do our chain 2. We're going to put a DC together right into here. Now, for those who are not familiar with a DC together, it's also called a 2 DC cluster. So I just happen to always write it as a DC tog or DC together in my patterns. So now on to row 5. We're going to chain 2, we're going to flip to the other side, and we're going to put a DC right in that same as the turning. Okay, then we're going to chain 2. We're going to work a DC decrease over the next 2 stitches. I just realized that I promised you'd hear noise from my cats, and now they're quiet. Okay, we're going to work DC together. Oop, speak of the little devil. This one's Aries, if you can see him in the camera here. Yeah, or hear him. Okay, so we're going to work DC together in each one of the next 3 stitches. Yeah, if I can. Let's see. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to work 2 individual DC in this last stitch. By doing this, we're going to be giving the ghost a little bit of shape, a little bit of booty, give him a little bit of motion. After that, we're going to chain 2. We're going to put a DC together right into that last stitch. Chain 2 and turn it over. Hey, you! So we're going to put a DC right in the same stitch now. And we are on row 6. Thank you, you're being distracting. We're going to chain 2. We're going to do a DC together in each of the next 3 stitches. and 3. We're going to do a single DC in the next stitch, and then we're going to work a decrease over the next 2 stitches. Okay, starting row 4, or sorry, it's row 7. We're going to chain 2 and do a decrease over the next 2 stitches. We're going to work a single DC in this one. And then we're going to work a DC together in each of the next 2 stitches. Chain 2, and then finish off the row with that DC together into that last stitch. Going to chain 2, flip it over, and start row 8 by putting a DC in the same spot. Going to chain 2. We're going to skip that chain space and work a DC together into this next stitch. Put a single DC into this next stitch, and then do a decrease over the next 2 stitches. Chain 2, work our last stitch of the row in that last stitch right there. We're going to chain 2, turn over again, DC, and that same stitch is turning. Then what we're going to do is work a DC decrease over the next 3 stitches here, okay? Because we're starting to close it up more and bring it to a point. So we're going to chain our 2 and work our 3 DC decrease. Chain 2, finish off the row with that DC together in that last stitch. Going to chain our 2, and then we're going to flip it again, putting our DC into that last, or that same stitch as turning. Come on, baby. Yes, I talked in my work. Okay, we're going to only chain 1 this time. We're going to put a DC together right in the top of this stitch here. This will help close that little baby out. Chain 1, and then finish off the row. Aries hasn't touched my thread yet. He's being so good. Okay, we're on the final row. We're going to do our chain 2. We're going to flip that one more time. Put our DC in that same stitch. Hey, goober. No touchy. We're going to work up another one of those alternative pickets to where you chain 3. Come on, goober. Leave it alone. We're going to put our single crochet right in the top there to finish that little picket off. We're going to do this side a little bit different. We're going to put just 1 DC in that next stitch. Okay? We're going to chain 2 and then slip stitch right into that space. Okay? And then we're going to finish off or fasten off. However you want to look at it. I'm using vintage thread here, so I can't really pull that part too tight. But you can see by doing the chain 2 there, it finishes it off a little bit better, makes it to a point, and you can be able to tuck that in. So I hope you all have fun with this, and feel free to like and share this video. Don't forget to share your ghost and do the wonderful little hashtag hashtag Annie's Ghostly Gathering to see how many ghosts we can make before All Hallows Eve. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.